Hey guys, so tonight we're going to be making a new recipe. I'm actually going to be trying out some quantities and seeing how it goes. That way I can get the exact amounts for you later, but hope everyone's doing good. I am going to just record this so you guys can watch it later instead of going live. So because of that, I am actually going to do a lot of the prep work first. That way it's kind of ready to go and we can shorten up the amount of time that you need to spend watching this video. But again, I will definitely share all the ingredients and quantities later. So we're going to be making a curried chicken with lentils tonight. I'm going to show you everything that you're going to need, everything that's already prepped right now. So what we have here is the marinated chicken. So you can see in there, there's garlic, there's lime. It's also going to have salt, pepper, olive oil, and a curry powder. This is the curry powder that I used right here. I can definitely send you guys some recommendations if you need it, but any curry powder will pretty much do. They are chicken tenders, but chicken breast definitely works just as well. Maybe just cut it up a little bit to save yourself some cooking time. Overall, this is a really great marinade, super easy, only a couple ingredients. This actually sat overnight, but you don't have to. I would say just at least an hour. So that's pretty much it for your chicken. It just sits in there, does its thing, marinades for a while, and then we're going to cook that in a cast iron skillet. So Brussels sprouts are already chopped up. I took out the stems, chopped them a bunch. I always try and take off as many leaves as possible when I'm chopping them, and I save those because they get nice and crunchy when you cook them at a pretty high heat. We're going to be roasting those in the oven at 425, just a little bit of olive oil and garlic. Salt and pepper is all you're going to need, and I already have the oven preheated for this as well. As far as the lentils go, super simple recipe. It's going to call for garlic, onion, carrots is going to be what gives it the flavor. I normally would have used a white onion, just so you know, but desperate times, quarantine life, I haven't been going to the grocery store as much, and I'm trying to use what I have on hand. So as far as pans go, over here we have a cast iron skillet, and then we have a saucepan. My saucepan's already heated with my oil. So we're going to start on the lentils. Lentils take a total of 30 minutes. Your Brussels sprouts are going to take probably about 10. Your lentils are going to take 30 minutes. Your Brussels sprouts are going to take about 20, so I'm going to put those in when the lentils are cooking, and chicken probably about 20 minutes too. So first thing that we're going to want to grab is our onion and our carrots. Let me flip you guys back around so you can see me here. Again, I already have the oil pretty hot, so we're going to get going. Again, I would normally use the white onion over the red onion. I'm just doing this because my oil is a little warm. But I didn't have any, so we're compromising. It is going to give it a little bit of a different flavor, of course, as anyone knows who uses red onion, but it's not going to ruin the dish by any means. Alright, so in here, we're going to be doing the onion and the carrots. These guys are going to saute for about 5 minutes, all in all. So I'm going to go ahead and let those cook. While that is happening, I'm going to just go ahead and get the Brussels sprouts ready. So let me see here. I can prop you guys up. Oop. Okay, so Brussels sprouts right here. We're just going to take some olive oil, drizzle it over, a total of probably 1 tablespoon. And we're just going to do salt and pepper. You can do garlic, totally up to you. If you're a huge garlic fan, definitely go for it. You already have garlic in the lentils and you're marinating your chicken with garlic, so I wouldn't say it's 100% necessary, but go for it. Alright, so just take your tongs, evenly kind of mix the olive oil. You want everything coated nice and well. Again, the oven is already preheated, or preheating, I should say, if you're cooking it right now. As long as it only takes a few minutes to preheat, you should be okay. I happen to have Brussels sprouts in my fridge, that's why I'm making those. I probably would usually gravitate more towards either broccoli or a zucchini squash for this dish, but I think these are going to work totally fine. We also haven't had Brussels sprouts in a little while, so that's why I'm going with this route. Okay. This is definitely what I would consider like a weeknight dinner. All in all, as long as you think about marinating the chicken either a day before or like as soon as you go home from work and you let it, marinate while you do whatever you gotta do for an hour. Start to finish, it should really only take 30 minutes because that's how long the lentils take. And maybe 45 minutes if you include all the chopping and prep work. But I'm trying to keep it simple, easy for you guys, really good ingredients. Chicken, obviously, veggies. Lentils are fantastic. They're higher in protein. As far as carbs go, they're actually on the lower side of carbs. So they're filling, full of fiber, lots of good stuff. Very palatable, and they absorb a lot of whatever flavor you put on them, kind of like rice does. So flavor-wise, we're going to be throwing some turmeric and some cumin in there. So it's going to absorb all that awesome flavor, and it's going to just simmer on the stove. So not a whole lot of maintenance, pretty easy. I'm going to go over here, do a little stir. We got those carrots and onion going. Once this has been on the stove for probably another like 2 minutes, you do want your carrots to kind of cook down a little bit more. We're going to add the garlic and the seasoning. So I'm going to go ahead and grab that and bring it over. Also going to bring the cup of lentils, that way it's ready to go. Here's our cup of lentils. Here's our minced garlic. That's 2 cloves of garlic ready to go. Alright, and the seasonings that are going to go in here: cumin, salt, pepper, and a little bit of turmeric. So, fun fact, curry powder has turmeric in it, so it's going to have a lot of that flavor in here. Turmeric has a very distinctive flavor. If you haven't had a chance to kind of work with it a little, I highly suggest it. It's really great. Good on a lot of different stuff. Good on like chickpeas, good on chicken, good on fish. Also very good for you, very good. I won't go into the details of how good this dish is for you, but if you do a little research, check out turmeric. People drink turmeric tea for a reason. It's full of antibiotics, all that good, not antibiotics, antioxidants, all that good stuff. And just really good for cleansing the system. All right, so garlic is gonna go in next. We're gonna saute that for just like 30 seconds. Don't forget, garlic can burn very fast, so you always wanna make sure that you are stirring it as you're going. If you have a little bit of a higher heat, which we do right now, just because I want to cook these guys down. Next thing we're going to do is add the seasoning, and then we're going to add the lentils, and we're going to add the chicken broth, and we are going to be good to go. This guy's just going to simmer while you work on everything else. And even by I mean work on everything else, you're going to pop the Brussels sprouts in the oven, and you're going to just cook the chicken on the stove. So as far as your seasonings go, you're going to do salt, pepper to taste. I love a lot of seasoning personally, so I usually go kind of heavy. I'll get an exact amount for you guys, but I'd probably say about a teaspoon, or half a teaspoon rather, of pepper and salt. And then a full teaspoon of cumin and turmeric. Okay. Mix that up just to get the seasoning going. I'm gonna grab the chicken broth. Again, I always keep a carton of this. I do this a dash before we're doing the full amount, just so it's gonna sweat a little bit more. Show you guys what it looks like here. So, there you go. You have your onion, your garlic, your carrot, and your seasonings all in one. Lots of good flavors, kind of like the basis of a lot of different dishes. anything with onion, garlic, either carrot is always a win. Okay, next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna add our lentils. If you guys saw the other video I did a couple days ago, we did the orzo dish. I did the same thing. I started it on the stove with onion and garlic and oil, toasted it a little bit. That really gives it the flavor first before you add in either your water or your liquid. Gives it a chance to kind of just absorb all that good stuff going in there. So just gonna keep mixing that. So we're doing 1 cup of lentils, which is a 1-to-3 ratio of dry to wet for this scenario. So we're gonna be adding in 3 cups of chicken broth. Same thing with before. Again, I'm referring back to another recipe, but I always go lighter on the liquid first and then I add it later if I have to, just so you don't end up with a watery, over wet dish. So I'm gonna start with 2 cups. And then if I have to add another, I will. All right, so that guy's just gonna simmer. We're gonna bring him up to a little bit of a low boil once you see some bubbles, and then we're gonna drop that heat down. It's gonna go for 30 minutes. All right, while that's going, we're going to turn on our here. Already has a little bit of oil. Turn on a little high just to get it going. I'm also gonna be putting in the Brussels sprouts into the oven right now. So, keep flipping. Sorry about that. Seeing lots of angles of me. All right. So, technically your Brussels sprouts only need maybe 20 minutes. I like crispy veggies, so I might go the full 30. I am going to check on them in like 15, do a quick, just toss, make sure both sides of the Brussels are good. At that point, I'll probably kind of evaluate how much longer they need. If I feel like they're going to get mushy and overcook, then I'll pull them out and then put them back in the last 10 minutes of the lentils. If I think they're going to be fine and just want to keep them kind of crispy and keep them hot, I'm going to keep them in there the whole time. Obviously, it depends on what veggies you have. Zucchini and squash are going to cook a lot faster, so I probably would just keep an eye on those. Don't let those get mushy. Opposite for broccoli. Broccoli can go in for a while. It can cook down. It can get crispy. I think that's when it's the best. So I like it when it gets a little browned on it. So 25-30 minutes isn't unheard of for that kind of a vegetable. You just have to kind of play it by ear, see how done you like your veggie, and then just keep it in the oven for that long. So next step is going to be the chicken. We are just going to be putting it in the pan fryer. I'm not a griller. I never have had the comfort level there. But since you marinated this chicken and, it gives really good flavor, obviously, to grill meat. I definitely would recommend, if you prefer to grill, then definitely do it with this dish. It'd be great. You'll have your lentils, your veggies that are roasted, and then your grilled meat. Again, I don't have one, nor do I use one, so I'm going to be putting it in the cast iron skillet. So I just turned on this. I kind of doubt it's hot and ready, but you just want to make sure your pan is oiled. I am going to mention this is a really good dish to try and use some coconut oil. The flavor it's going to give is going to be a little bit different. It's going to fit very well with this dish. Only thing is, if you're not used to coconut oil, just be a little careful. It can burn faster than olive oil. So just keep an eye on it. Make sure it doesn't start smoking or anything like that. If it does, just remove the pan from the heat completely. Let it cool, put it back, and then go ahead and add your protein at that point. So I'm going to do the water method where, I don't know if you guys remember, I get a little water and then I splash it in the pan. So it's not bubbling, it's not sizzling like you want it to. So I actually am going to set a timer for my lentils before I forget. I'm going to let this heat up a little bit more, but what I can do is I can get the chicken ready. Chicken's right here. I am going to need some tongs to get that into the pan. So I'm doing a solid amount of chicken. I actually originally made this marinade because I was going to do it with some salad for the week, but we decided that we've had no salad for a little while. I've been doing salad every day for the past 4 weeks. So we decided to go with something else. All right, so I can see my water bubbling now, which means it's good to go. So I'm just going to grab these chickens, get them in the pan. You could definitely use like full-on chicken breast if you want. Obviously your cooking time will vary. I probably would recommend pounding them down just a little bit, just for tenderized reasons and also cooking reasons. They just so happen to have chicken tenders on sale. That's why I got them. If you haven't had curry yet, you're gonna be amazed by the smell of this. It smells so good. All right, so here are the chickens. So that's pretty much it, guys. All you're gonna do at this point is you're gonna stir your lentils every now and then. Just make sure they're cooking through. Make sure your water or your stock is getting absorbed. Again, don't forget, I only start with 2 cups, and then you can evaluate if you need to go to 3. And your Brussels sprouts or whatever veggies you want are currently, roasting in the oven. About 15 minutes in, you're gonna wanna flip those. These chicken guys, they are tenders, so they should only take maybe, I don't know, maybe at most 15 minutes. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sear them on both, turn it down really low, and just let it kind of finish out cooking very light and low at the end. Other than that, that's pretty much it. As far as your breakdown of macros go, if you care, it's actually it's a really good dish. So your calories are about like 550, 570 maybe. Then your carbs, your net carbs, I should say, I think are only about, I think I just did the math, I think like 20. Actually, let me double check for you real quick. Nothing crazy. I know lentils sound very scary as it is a grain and all that good stuff, but it's actually not that insane. And then your fat too. So your fat just comes from the chicken. I mean, nothing crazy. It's a chicken breast, chicken tender, so it really only has a couple grams of fat. So overall, you're looking at great macros. You have a really good ratio of protein to carb to vegetable. Obviously, what vegetable you use is going to kind of entail a little bit of those macros, but veggies are great, so by all means, eat as many vegetables as you want to. Other than that, that's pretty much it. You can definitely serve it with some cilantro, would go very well on top of it. If you don't have it, don't just buy it just to do a garnish, unless you want to make like guacamole tomorrow or tacos or something. Or if you have a plant, that would be cool. Other than that, let me know if you guys have any questions. Send me pictures if you guys make it, and I really hope that you enjoy the dish. I'll take some pictures at the end, see how it turns out. And if anything turns out funky, I'll make sure to adjust those in the directions for you guys. So thanks for hanging with me. Thanks for tuning in for another cooking class. And let me know if you guys have questions or if you have any recommendations of what to make next. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll talk to you guys later.